welcome to another episode of Diary of a Wannabe Comedian with me, Belle, a wannabe comedian. You've probably guessed what I'm going to talk about based on the title of this podcast. I'm afraid I couldn't resist. Yes, I am talking about the Labour conference, was it? That went on this week. And this was a speech by the Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, also known as Two-Tier Keir, Free Gear Keir. There's another one as well. Can't remember. He's not doing really well for his first 2-3 months in office. But anyway, he was speaking and he called for the return of the sausages.
I call again for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. The return of the sausages.
Now, I appreciate there are going to be people that, well, I know there have been people that have been up in arms about, well, this is such a serious subject. And it is. Don't get me wrong. It is. But this really demonstrates what's the problem with this country and possibly wider and comedy. And I think, and this perfectly illustrates actually something that Ricky Gervais has said many times. I know I go on about Ricky, but you know, he can come and bully me any day. And if you're wondering what that's a reference to, then have a listen to my last podcast. But anyway, Ricky says that offence comes when people mistake the subject of a joke for the target of the joke. So in this instance, the target of the joke is very much Keir Starmer, also known as Two-Tier Keir, Free Gear Keir, and No Beer Keir. That's the other one, No Beer Keir, because he wants to stop us all drinking and smoking, I think, in gardens and generally having any sort of fun. In any event, he's not doing really very well, is he, for his first 2-3 months in office? But yeah, that's the point. He is the target of the joke here. Not what he's talking about, which, as I say, is very serious, but what he actually said. And I have not heard anybody, I mean, I've heard lots of things on the internet making fun of this, quite rightly so, because, I mean, you cannot mistake the word hostages for sausages. Well, apparently you can, but I would wager that you probably do that because it was running through your brain in the first place. We've all done that, haven't we? You know, you come across somebody who's got a spot on their face and it's kind of, don't look at the spot, don't look at the spot, don't look at the spot, and you can't help looking at the spot. Or don't say sausages, don't say... You know, I believe there was some joking going on before that speech went on. And if you want to talk about subject and target, and I am surmising here, obviously, this is my opinion, but if you want to talk about subject and target, I would say they were probably making fun before he did that talk. Because, let's face it, they've done nothing but make fun of us since they've got in office. But anyway, this channel is not about politics. Well, not often anyway. It's about... Oh, God, it's about creativity, and part of that is talking about cinema trips that I've been to. And I went to see Lee, which is a very heavy film because it obviously shows scenes of Holocaust. So also a very heavy topic. But what is it with middle-aged Hollywood women getting their baps out? It's just another film where there was just a lot of nudity and I'm not really sure why. Well, I suppose one was trying to be faithful to a picture that was shown, but it didn't need to be. And I'm just confused by this. This is a new wave of feminism, I think, which in my book is not feminism, but there you are. The movie itself, I thought was quite good. It was quite heavy though, but that's war movies for you, isn't it? That topic is very heavy. And I had to build myself up to go and see this film because, yeah, I always come out feeling the same. Which is why I need a little bit of lightheartedness, so I like listening to Keir Starmer make an absolute brat of himself.
I call again for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. The return of the sausages.
While I was in the cinema, one of the adverts was for the ASA, which is the Advertising Standards Agency. Now, I can't remember, but it did flash up what their values are, and I do recall thinking, we need a PSA, you know, Politicians Standards Agency, because it was very apt. So I've come back and I Googled it, and their values are proactive, collaborative, accountable, transparent and decisive. That isn't quite as apt as the actual advert that I saw, but even so, wouldn't it be good if our politicians exhibited any of these? Anyway, that's enough politics for the year, I would say. Much love and gratitude.